Welcome back, everybody.
It's a good day to record some shit. How is it?
It really went off like mid-sentence. It's so funny.
So we're drinking. It's Odell Brewing Co. 90 shilling ale. It was kind of tucked back on the shelf a little bit. So like, I spent a little bit of time looking because I always go off the can, right? There's certain beer types I'll stay away from.
Well, like Bud Light?
Well, no. I mean, we already had it. You bought Bud Light the one time.
You're a big fan.
I'm thinking like I don't like Kolsch's. I'm not a huge fan of Kolsch.
Kolsch's they're all right. They got a unique flavor to them.
And like the New England Ale or something. I don't know.
Belgians are
yeah.
They taste like sand.
Yeah, Belgians are kind of rough. I like IPAs. I like ale. But this one was like kind of tucked back. I'm like, oh hell yeah! And there's only 3 left, so I got 2 out of the 3.
I kind of feel bad that I don't like Belgians because I feel like that's like a whole country of beer, right? I don't know if it is, but if any of our viewers like Belgian beers, let us know.
Or if you have like a Belgian beer that's your favorite, tell us which one.
Maybe we'll try it.
But we're going to. But my wife and I are going out of town next weekend. We're going to Vegas. We're going to go see one of her favorite shows live. And we're actually going to go tour Zach Bagans' Haunted Museum.
Ah, man, that's cool.
We got like the VIP access, so they're going to like give us a tour. And then we're going to go to like, I don't remember what it's called. It's some diner that's like horror themed. So we're going to go there for dinner. But like, it's all the scary shit we're going to go see. But then I'm going to stop probably at Lee's and get a bunch of beer for us to drink. Oh, hell
yeah. Nice.
So
I'll Venmo you some money. You can buy some cool stuff for me.
Just buy a bunch for me.
I was just thinking the other day, I don't know why I was thinking about this, but eventually when we get out our cameras, we do our first camera episode. I was thinking about trolling the audience and then doing a food eating competition that they have in Utah.
God.
Like, welcome to the Abyss, and it like zooms out.
Just stuffing our faces.
What's that baseball park place called? With the
Bees Stadium?
Yeah, what is that called?
Wrigley Field?
No, like the restaurant right next to it.
Lucky 13.
Yeah, there's this place by a ballpark by us called Lucky 13. They have the Lucky 13 Challenge. And they have this burger that's like stacked up. You gotta
It's like the pig pen, right?
Yeah, Big Ben. Big Ben is what it is. But then you have to eat another sandwich, which is like a grilled cheese, but they stuff it with fucking habanero peppers and like jalapenos. I got it once on accident, not knowing.
The challenge?
No, just the
sandwich.
The grilled cheese.
Oh.
It was not even that big. But like, bro, I died that day. Like, I didn't even know like spicy could get that bad. Like, it just literally felt like there's just a bunch of needles being stabbed onto my like tongue.
Yeah, usually, so they have this burger there that's called the Nut Butter Burger. It's my favorite one. It has peanut butter on it, and I add jalapenos. Oh, so good. Everyone always looks at me like, ew, you're disgusting.
Yeah.
But you gave away our plan, man, our first episode, the Stuff Your Face episode. See how many people actually listen to us after that. But I'm excited. I'm going to try and get us a bunch of beers. Hopefully, if I can find us some like horror-themed ones, that'd be really cool.
Yeah. They got horror beer?
I don't know. Horror beer.
Maybe they got that. I don't know.
But then the week after, we're actually going to Lake Havasu, Arizona again, because we always go there like twice a year. But we're going to try and get some more stuff. So I'll try and get us loaded up with some unique beers that you can't get out of Utah. So all the good ones, actually, because we watched a horror film on Netflix last night. I can't remember what it's called.
Was it better than the new Evil Dead?
No, I liked Evil Dead very much. It's
Lord,
like blood.
Like shit.
Blood fight or blood something. Basically, it's this woman who goes on an airplane and she's got this blood disorder, and the airplane gets hijacked and all shit goes to hell. It's kind of creepy, but it was actually surprisingly good. We've actually watched a couple of movies on Netflix, just kind of scrolling through that were okay.
Blood on a plane.
Sick of this motherfucking blood on this motherfucking plane.
I love Samuel Jackson. He's the best.
He's great.
All right, so what are we talking about tonight, Britton?
We should get Samuel L. Jackson on the show.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'll just give him a call.
Okay, yeah.
He's like, you motherfuckers suck. Just like that.
It's like, don't ever contact me again.
Never call me again, or I'll kill you. Oh my god.
But anyway, jump into what we're covering tonight. There's actually a recent true crime thing that happened here in Utah that we're going to cover, and I actually didn't even know about it until people at work started talking about it. There was an arrest made like last Monday, I believe the 8th of May. And the story's kind of crazy, so we're going to cover that. So her name is Corey Richins, and her husband is Eric Richins, and it's some good old murder stories.
Good old-fashioned poisoning?
Yeah.
Nice.
You'd call it that. What are you covering, though? That's the question.
Well, I scoured the bowels of Reddit and I found just random posts scattered about talking about people that feel like that they were poisoned by either their significant other or someone close to them.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Pretty fun. And there's a story of a guy who he had too much purple drink and one thing led to another.
Okay. I don't know how I feel about that one. But I was just going to say, you love scouring the bowels.
Yeah, always going into the bowels.
All right. And again, so full transparency here, because this is kind of a newer case, I was like piecing together like multiple articles. So there might be some stuff that kind of jumps out of the time frame, but I'll try and keep it like as linear as possible. But yeah, it's actually kind of sad. So we'll go ahead and jump into it. So again, covering the tragic story of Eric Richins, who met his tragic fate here in Utah last year on March 4th, 2022. His wife, Corey Richins, claimed to have found him unresponsive in the middle of the night after celebrating their closing on a house. Stricken by grief, Corey wrote a children's book on grief and how to move on after losing a loved one. She was left to raise their 3 boys alone after his passing. So let's start somewhere at the beginning and tell the story of this horrible event and what actually took place. You gotta get a picture of what this is gonna lead to. She wrote a fucking kid's book after, man.
It's like mommy fed daddy Kool-Aid before he died.
Moscow Mule. Eric Richins, a 39-year-old avid outdoorsman and entrepreneur, lived in Camas, Utah with his wife and 3 boys. Eric was originally from Bountiful, went to Woods Cross High School before his graduation from the University of Utah. The university confirmed that he did receive his degree in 2011, but declined to comment any further. He started a masonry company called C&E Stone Masonry with a business partner named Cody Wright, who was also a very close friend.
What have you done in your life, Britton?
Not any of that. I graduated high school. That was pretty cool. The two had purchased mutual life insurance policies on each other, which is actually common practice when individuals go into business. Just in case one of them passes, they can buy the other party out. So at first I was like, that's kind of interesting, but it made more sense the more I dug into it. But there's life insurance policy involved. I wonder what's going to happen there. Eric married Corey Richins in the backyard of their Camas home and went on to have 3 boys together. I do wish that this story was happy, went on to have a happy life, but we wouldn't be talking about it if it was.
Happy life, happy wife?
Trying to remember, like, unhappy life, get fucking murdered. According to certain outlets, by 2016, Corey began stealing money from Eric and running up large balances on his credit cards. Yeah. In 2020, he realized that she had borrowed roughly $250,000 using a fake power of attorney while forging his initials on the documents required. He confronted her about this, and reportedly she fessed up and admitted to stealing the funds. $250,000.
What'd she spend it on? Drugs.
Yeah, lots of stuff. It does go even further, though, as she reportedly also stole roughly $80,000 that was earmarked for Eric's federal taxes and around $54,000 for his state taxes. So he's setting this money aside to pay for the taxes for his business. She's like, no, I'm going to take that. I need some new shoes.
You know, at that point, a divorce is cheaper.
Yeah, way cheaper. I mean, that's like $400K right there.
Yeah.
More money was reportedly taken for purposes that have not yet been identified, according to the newspaper. With these discoveries, it obviously drove a wedge in their marriage. Now, Greg Skordas, attorney and spokesperson of the Richins family, reports that Eric was a devoted father and husband and very much in love with his wife. Skordas stated, "We believe that Corey took some steps to manipulate their marital assets. Eric was a very generous man, coaching his kids' soccer, baseball, and basketball teams, and volunteering at the Summit County Search and Rescue. So just your typical good guy, man. Successful out of school, started his own business, making some good money, married the girl that he loved, had some kids.
But then his wife was poisoning the marriage.
Yeah, you could say that. Toxicating the marriage, man.
She was a toxic person.
She just drugged it all up. I got nothing, man. I'm out of it. My brain's not working full speed. He just very much wanted to be part of their lives, which is why he was so active in their extracurricular activities. What he liked to do was to be a father. That was his favorite thing. Documents suggested that several years ago, Eric and Corey were vacationing in Greece. One night, Eric became violently ill shortly after Corey had made him a drink. The documents state that he then called his sister with claims that Corey had just tried to kill him. What would you do, like, if your brother or sister was out vacationing with their spouse and you get a call like, hey, I was just poisoned by my significant other?
Figure out how to call the authorities?
Yeah. I don't know if anything was done. Like, they didn't really specify that because it sounds like he just called and they're like, oh, no. Shit. Sorry, dude.
Go to the hospital if he can.
Something, right?
I think it depends on the situation.
So, again, they're in Greece. He just tried to kill him there. So he suspects. Then, on Valentine's Day in 2022, Eric broke into hives and reportedly couldn't breathe shortly after eating a sandwich prepared by Corey. Everything she gives him just puts him down. During his struggle, he used his son's EpiPen along with some Benadryl, which caused him to pass out for several hours. After all of these incidents, Eric changed his will to benefit his sister rather than Corey. According to an affidavit, he was looking for a divorce and wanted his kids to be taken care of. Scortis also stated that Eric remained in the home despite all that was happening to spare the 3 boys from growing up in a broken home. And, before we jump into anything else, we're going to break away for another poisoning story.
Okay, this one is called My Mother Has Poisoned Me.
Oh no.
This is a throwaway account. Ever since I became an adult about a decade ago, my mother has been against me moving out of the house. I finally got a job as a line cook 3 years ago. My mother and the rest of the family, which includes my sister and father, has been against it, mainly saying that such a job cannot sustain me, which was true. They also said that I would hate working, which turned out to be false. About a year and a half later, I quit due to health reasons. The following spring, I got a new job as a computer programmer. While they seemed supportive at first, my mother and sister, who lived with, gradually became hostile. Eventually, I moved out of the house.
Sounds like they just don't want him to do anything.
Stay in the house with us. We all live in the house together in the same room.
You can't be a line cook, you're not going to be successful. Computer programming, that's for the devil. I'm going to beat the shit out of you.
Just live in the bathroom with all 8 of us. All right, about a month later, I lost my job, and about 3 months later, moved back home.
Wait, all 8 of them in the bathroom? Did I just hear that? Okay. I was like, what the hell?
I live in the tub. All right.
It's the communal urinal.
Ugh. Everything was cool at first, but as I was getting calls from recruiters and going to job interviews, they gradually became more hostile again, accusing me of being distant or not caring for them. However, they seemed to be very controlling and hateful of the fact that I wanted to move out and wanted a decent job. So last month, I finally got that job as a programmer again, but it was out of town. I had just enough money to relocate to the new city. They became very hostile starting a few days before I left, accusing me of not loving them, of hating them. On the day before I was scheduled to leave, my mother gave me 2 of the styrofoam ramen noodle cups and tore that cardboard covering that normally comes with it and threw it away.
She poisoned the ramen?
I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe.
Shit.
I was suspicious that they would try to sabotage my life, so I was careful in not trying to anger them. She gave a few more food items, which I didn't use, to take on the trip with me.
She's like shoveling food at him. Here's all these open containers.
Yes, everything's open. I don't know why.
Don't mind the powder that's floating around. Just drink it.
Open bag of chips, open soda, everything.
This Twinkie's been ripped in half.
When I arrived at my new city and entered my hotel room, I chilled out. I was to go to work the next day. So after the first day at work, I ate a cup of ramen noodles and felt ill. I knew that feeling because my sister fed me something that made me feel the same way in late 2011, which I then assumed was because of my recent illness. I felt weak, lightheaded, and short of breath. I drank water to make me feel better because that's what I did last time that happened to me. Over the week, my mother kept calling me, making sure to remind me to eat my ramen noodles. I was short on cash then, waiting
Don't
for my
forget
first
to eat your
paycheck.
ramen.
I never told her that I ate it. I suspected then that I had been poisoned, and after doing some Googling, believed it was cyanide. Now, that is something that you should never have to think, that your own mother would do that to you.
It's like random and off topic, but did that ramen make you feel any sort of way?
Do me a favor and just eat all the ramen right now. So
Just scarf it down. Don't worry about anything else.
I resisted that thought, because I simply could not bear to think that. So I went to cyanidetest.com and ordered a kit and tried it.
What?
Yeah, apparently that's a site. Now look at the graphics and the video on this page. So I actually pulled it up. Hang on.
Oh, damn.
He had a little cyanide detector picture. We'll put this on YouTube for you guys. Totally tested positive for cyanide.
Lord. From his own mom.
I guess I'm going to have to call the cops and I will never speak to my family again. Update. I am currently in Topeka, Kansas. I work downtown in a government office building, which has a police department. I visited the Capitol Police Station here and spoke to an officer. I showed him the evidence and he said that he could do nothing about it since the package was open and might have been contaminated. So, does anyone have any ideas? I sort of love how the cop said that. Because it was open, we can't do anything. It's like they're trying not to do their job. Like if it wasn't opened, there would be cyanide in it. But if it's open and they put the poison in it, you can't investigate? What? Like,
basically, don't go to them if you feel you've been poisoned.
Like in any situation, you can't do anything then, huh?
Oh, well, damn, son, you brought us an open can of noodles. I can't do anything
It's
with
like
it.
looking at around like, how do I get out of this? How do I get out of this? Because it's open, there's nothing I can do.
Yep. Sorry, it's closing time. I got to go home
Gotta
to my
go.
wife
I
and
need
kids.
a donut. Shut up.
Goodbye.
Right, that's the first story.
God damn. By your own mom, dude.
Yeah.
Poisoned by your own mom. That's ridiculous. Okay. So we left off with just a little bit of, sickness on vacation, Valentine's Day. Every time she gives him something, he gets sick. Eric began believing that his wife may have been having an affair as well, which just further strained the already rocky marriage. With this revelation, he began fearing for his life and even told his friend, "If something happens to me, check out Corey. I think she's trying to kill me." If I ever got that from anybody, I would immediately go to the police. It's one of those situations don't go to the police. I don't want him to be suspected. If you feel like you're being slowly murdered or attempting to be murdered,
I don't know, man.
go talk to someone.
There's nothing they can do, man. There's nothing they can do.
Oh, you already opened the noodles. Sorry.
You literally have cyanide in your body. Well, there's nothing we do now because it's in the body.
Well, hopefully it passes.
Yeah.
The nail in the coffin for this relationship came from the push for a brand new 22,000 square foot unfinished home in Heber, Utah. Corey was hell-bent on purchasing the home. However, Eric had his reservations about forking over $2 million for it. Eric's family told investigators that he was planning on telling Corey that they were not going to buy the mansion, which was the same day she was going to be cut from Eric's will. So you see all this starting to add up, right? Now, this house that's out in Heber, Utah, me and my wife have actually driven by it a few times. We always comment on it. Dude, this thing is fucking massive. Huge mansion.
We need to get in the masonry business.
Seriously. In January 2022, Corey secretly logged into Eric's life insurance account and changed the beneficiary from Cody Wright to herself. Eric was very obviously alerted to the change and immediately changed it back. How many red flags do you need? I'm not trying to blame anybody here, but if I had found out that my wife had just secretly logged into my life insurance and changed it to her name after having it be someone else, immediately I'd be like, I'm out. That is the number one indicator that she wants you dead.
Yeah, I woke up and there was a bear trap next to my bed. I don't know where it came from, but I don't know. I just got rid of it. Those things happen.
You get a text alert. Congratulations, I'm making your wife the beneficiary. You're like, son of a bitch. I'd go to the nearest police station, keep me safe.
Well,
lock me up.
Unfortunately, because you did not step in the bear trap, there's nothing we can do.
Nothing at all.
You keep saying the opposite. You're just trying to get out of the work.
Why won't you do any work? Just because I didn't doesn't mean I shut up. Okay. So this part does vary depending on the source. However, the night of March 4th, 2022, Eric and Corey were either celebrating or arguing, or a mixture of both. Some sources state that the argument may have come from the mansion that was dividing the two, or a celebration of the closure on the home. The piece that does remain the same is the drink Corey poured Eric on that night, a Moscow Mule spiked with 5 times the lethal dose of fentanyl. It is alleged that Corey called authorities in the middle of the night, reporting that Eric was cold to the touch. She continued, saying that she had made her husband a mixed vodka drink, celebrating the selling of a home. She then went to soothe one of her children and sleep in their bedroom. When returning, she found her husband unresponsive. It was later that the medical examiner found 5 times the lethal dose of fentanyl in Eric's system.
That's where the money went. She spent it on drugs.
Yeah, stole $400,000 for fentanyl. So the fucked up part here, obviously everything's fucked up, but the most fucked up part here is that mere hours after her husband's passing, Corey throws a massive party, inviting several of her friends to their Camas, Utah home. The reason for the party? The day after her husband passes, she closed on the home.
Yeah.
All by herself. Closed on this massive home, $2 million, the day after she literally killed her husband. Supposedly. Supposedly kills her husband. Allegedly. That day, Eric's sister paid a visit to their current home in Camas and began threatening and verbally accosting Corey, according to the civil complaint. Corey repeatedly insisted that she leave, to which Eric's sister advised that Corey did not own the family home and that she would ensure that she would be kicked out. So, before we jump into what the mansion actually is and before I describe it and wrap us up, we're going to go back to another poison story.
Okay. I, 29 female, think my significant other, 30 male, is poisoning me, but I'm not sure and I don't know what to do.
Perfect.
I am a generally fit, active, and healthy 29 female who gets sick only maybe once a year and lasts at most 2 days before I'm back on my feet. So I've been with my significant other, 30 male, for over a year now, and we haven't had any major fights at all.
This is like one of those chat rooms when we were growing up and you jump in, you're like, I'm 25, sculpted, built, never get sick, 6'2".
100K income.
Yeah. It's like, just humble brag a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm the perfect looking female and I never get sick. My husband tried to poison me.
Giant badonkadonks.
He gave me poison suppositories.
All right. However, starting 5 months ago or so, my significant other has been sending me food that either he or his family has prepared, and also various supplements which I take from time to time. And call me crazy, but I've noticed my health start to decline. I'm less able to do workouts and have gotten sick frequently. Note that I've been cooking and eating my own food all this time. I don't eat deliveries or whatnot and have not fallen sick at all. Also note that he and his fam can cook. This isn't one of those amateurish cooking food poisoning kind of things. So, my significant other has access to both hospital supplies and agriculturals. His fam has versatile professions. I've taken a stool test one time. I got sick, but that came back normal, so I thought that I might be overthinking it. I have absolutely no way for knowing for sure. Nonetheless, I have gotten sick again, and I ordered some delivery. The next day, I felt much better. However, my significant other brought over some more food the next day, which I ate, and lo and behold, I got a bit sicker the next day. As for the motive, I do not know at all. I'm not parasitic and shower them with gifts regularly to acknowledge and reciprocate their goodwill. I'm keeping them from finding out from my suspicions. But yeah, how should I proceed? Update. In the past, I asked what I can do with the relationship if I had a nagging sense that either my significant other or his family was poisoning me. The reason for this nagging sense was that I consistently experienced 2 episodes of food poisoning symptoms that progress 100% exactly the same way. Chills, headaches, and becoming bedridden for 3 to 4 days after consuming the food. Some Redditors said that maybe I needed to get help, to see a psychologist or a psychiatrist, or to get therapy. That was all in my mind. I am well familiar with Reddit's or the internet overall misogyny, but I gave everything the benefit of the doubt. My personality just makes me this way. Some Redditors even comment that this must be fake or that I am trolling. My post was then locked down. I couldn't reply anymore. Update. After several months, my ex finally admitted to it.
Whoa.
The way I found out was when I confronted my ex outright. Although he tried deflecting and gaslighting at the start, I firmly kept pressing and he finally admitted to it.
Have you been poisoning me? Have you been poisoning yourself?
You're doing it. You just want attention.
You're doing it. It's all in your head.
Yeah.
You just want attention. You just want me out. You just don't like me. Typical piece of shit move.
It turns out that his mother had been lacing my food with some chemical compound from their farm. From the original post, his mother one day started packing food for me, and I started getting sick.
The fuck?
At first, I thought it was COVID. However, when I went to see the doctor, he said outright that what I had was not COVID. Furthermore, tests concluded I, in fact, did not have COVID. Then I got sick again, and the progression of the sickness went exactly the same way. Exactly the same. The symptoms and the duration, by this time, I definitely knew something was up. After days of just throwing the food prepared for me and not getting sick ever again, when my ex came over, I finally confronted him. As usual, he tried to weasel his way out, but I put my foot down. He admitted that his mother did not like me, that she thought I was taking him away from her. The conversation...
Norma Bates. Jesus Christ.
I love my son. The conversation went something like this. Me. What? Take you away from her? What the fuck does that even mean? I don't know.
I don't know.
But her conclusion is to poison me? My ex turned and looked away and stopped making eye contact. I felt a nagging sense that something wasn't right and didn't make much sense. So why didn't you say anything all this time? I told her to stop. And how do we know she stopped? At this point, he was shocked. His shock shocked me. Something was definitely wrong. I stopped eating the food you guys have been preparing for me and just threw them out instead. I haven't had any problems since. He didn't say anything. But why? Why all this? You knew. Actually, at this point, I just wanted everything to be done. But I knew I had to keep pressing to get answers. I wanted to find closure. After a while, he finally admitted to it. He was the one who wanted it. Ooh. He wanted a way out of the relationship. He had started casually conversing with another woman and said that he maybe wanted to be with her. His conclusion was to have his mom prepare the food and lace it with chemicals from the farm. What the fuck was I hearing?
Mom, I want you to make a sandwich and put a lot of fertilizer in it.
So you need to poison me? Why not just tell me? He thought that if I was sick long enough, he would find an excuse to say the relationship wasn't working.
Oh my God.
What the actual fuck? At this point, I went without saying that I was beyond just upset. This is a fucking crime being admitted to.
You get sick too many times. I'm going to call it off.
Yeah, you're too sick. I'm out. He also said he never thought I would be that sick, but that I would just be lethargic and felt overwhelmed. He expected me to break up with him too. Well, that I did anyway, motherfucker. He pleaded with me not to call the cops on him or his mother. I said I'll think about it and made him leave my place. The audacity of this fucker. I have since broken up with him and moved on with my life. Fuck that asshole. What the? He just he didn't want to break up with her, so he started poisoning her.
Hoping that she would just break up with him.
I got his mom in on it?
Yeah.
Just put in some chemicals, Mom.
Dude, just have the difficult conversation. Like, hey.
Make her the chicken enchilada and put the fertilizer in it.
Well, it's like, I found someone else. I don't want to be with you anymore. It sucks. She's probably going to freak out, as she should. But you don't poison her because of it. Jesus Christ.
That's good. I liked it.
Some people just don't have critical thinking. All right. So we're going to talk about the mansion. So the mansion that Corey bought also included a 3,000 square foot guest home.
Dude, she must have been really hot.
A guest home, dude.
She must have been hot. There's nothing. She sounds like a whole different degree of crazy.
I can show you a picture. Man.
Let's see her. Oh my God, it's Jabba the Hutt. I'm kidding. Where Buy me mansion. Rosie O'Donnell. Yeah, classic beauty,
Yeah.
Definitely doesn't look like a murderer.
Yeah, that's probably why she thought she could fucking do it and get away with it. So the 3,000 square foot guest home, right? Huge. It's a guest home on top of the 22,000 square foot home that they're getting. The locals were already deeming it contentious and an eyesore, asking that it be torn down. It was purchased from another young widow who ditched plans to move in after the passing of her own husband. Some people believe that the house was actually cursed and wanted nothing to do with it. Every time someone wants to build this house, their husband dies. Something fucking crazy like that. Corey had all these plans to flip the house, again, which she paid $2 million for, and just 2 weeks after purchasing it, listed it again for $5 million. Spoiler alert, I bought it.
Yeah,
moving in next week.
I bet.
Apparently, it's currently under contract for $3.75 million. Man, it took a long time to come up with that. Since I was born, actually. So this is the description of the house. This is what the website reads. You ready for this? Create your paradise, complete with a butler's pantry, swimming pool, therapy pool, exercise room, golf simulator, full-size indoor volleyball court, climbing rock wall, 2 common rooms, 2 kitchens, and even a room dedicated for virtual reality experiences. The 8 bedrooms with adjoining bathrooms can sleep up to 60 people for those business retreats or family reunions.
Or orgies.
Or orgies. What's more, this property also includes an additional 3,600 square foot, 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom caretaker's home. So that's a house. You interested? Just a modern little house. Nothing special.
I'm going to buy it.
Nothing great.
I'm going to get it.
Golf simulator, my ass. The investigations into his death started on March 4th, 2022, shortly after deputies arrived on the scene. The warrant describes Corey making the drink in the kitchen and bringing it to her husband, who consumed it while sitting in bed. The only people in the house were Corey, Eric, and their children. She told law enforcement that when she went to her kids' room, she left her phone in her bedroom, plugged in and charging. The problem here is that between the time she claims to have gone to the child's room and then come back to call 911, the phone status shows as being locked and unlocked multiple times, and movement was also recorded on the phone. Uh-oh, caught in a lie. Charging documents also allege Corey deleted text messages from the night of her husband's death before handing the phone over to investigators. Corey Richens was busted roughly 2 months after appearing on television to promote her children's book titled, Are You With Me?, which was helping her kids through the grief of losing their father. Police found the connection with an accused drug dealer who admitted to selling her the fentanyl pills after seizing Corey's phone. So the drug dealer came forward, man.
Yeah, I sold that bitch drugs.
Just like that. That was a statement. Yeah. I sold that bitch drugs.
Yeah.
The dealer was identified as CL, and messages in February described Corey asking for... Cleat what? What's your middle name?
CL. It's just that's it.
C.L.
Yeah.
Yeah.
C-Elite.
Damn. I think you just made a confession, dude.
Yeah.
So the messages in February described Corey asking for, quote, some of that Michael Jackson stuff, end quote. Yeah, right? She knew what she wanted, man.
She wanted him to die.
Yeah.
You know, they had killed Michael Jackson. Can I get some of that?
Can I get some? Same stuff. Don't want any other variations. The dealer claimed to have sold her the fentanyl twice and an opioid hydrocodone once in February and March 2022. Corey was arrested on Monday, May the 8th, 23, in Park City, Utah, with charges including felony first-degree aggravated murder and multiple counts of second-degree possession of a controlled substance with intent to distribute. Corey remains in custody at Summit County Jail. As of recording this, she is due in court on May 19th. This Friday.
Nice.
Which will have passed by the time we post this, so maybe our next episode will have some updates for you, but that's it. So she murdered her husband last year, finally got arrested 2 weeks ago, and we'll keep you posted as to what happens. But I wanted to cover it because it's literally so fresh where we live. We've driven by this house several fucking times. I have family that lives out there, man.
It's fresher
it's crazy.
than a new hat, man.
Yeah, I need a new hat.
God,
this one's
that's
falling
fresh.
apart. God, that's fresh. It's fresh as a freshly opened beer.
Fresher than shoes in the box.
Fresher than fresh. I've got nothing. Fresher than Febreze.
Let's go to the next story. I drank some window cleaner when I was a kid.
What?
My mom took me to the hospital and they gave me a purgative. Hang on a sec.
Yeah, because it's when you purge. It's a
All
purgative.
Right. The nurse told my mom that she would have to hold my nose and force it down. But my mom just handed me the cup and I drank it. And the nurse said, "Oh, I guess I understand why you're in here, Nathan."
I was going to say, if he just voluntarily drank window cleaner, I doubt he's going to have any issues drinking anything else.
Drinks it, no problem.
He's like, "Oh, thank you. Oh, piece of candy."
Great. All right.
I mean, look, here's the thing. Like, I'm sure you've been here too. Like, window cleaner looked appetizing as a kid. It looked just like blue Gatorade, man.
My parents did that for me. I didn't see nothing. Okay.
You never saw window cleaner as a kid?
No, not when I was young. Not when I would have drank it. That's like a 10.
I mean, obviously, like, you protect it. I'm just saying, like, when you're 8,
dude,
9,
I guarantee
10.
you were in your house, there's just window cleaner everywhere.
In my house,
Like,
yeah.
why is this
I've got
window
buckets
cleaner
of
by
window
my
cleaner.
Coca-Cola?
Yeah.
Like, just shut up, son.
I put it in old water bottles in the fridge.
Bryn, we upped your insurance policy this month, and we're just leaving some more window cleaner out just in case you. It's pretty cool, huh? You like that?
I refrigerate it because it works better when it's cold. Cleans windows much better when you refrigerate it.
In a 2-liter bottle.
Yeah, little old water bottles too. A pitcher. I put it in a pitcher. I just dump it on the windows when I'm getting ready to clean it.
Right next to the Kool-Aid, like the same color.
I also put antifreeze in there too. Everything's in the fridge. All my chemicals are in the fridge. Anyone can grab it. I've also got straws next to the fridge.
Right.
If you just
okay, moving on. All right. When my grandmother passed away from throat cancer, my brother and I raided her medicine cabinet. Classy family.
Yeah,
I
there
know.
you go.
I drank a bit too much of her codeine cough syrup. Woke up in a codeine daze trying to get the raccoons out of the living room by spraying them with anti-raccoon spray.
Sounds like a hell of a trip.
Well, the spray was actually room freshener, and the nozzle was pointed right at my face.
Oh, God.
So I kept spraying myself in the face with the stuff. My mom chalked it up to a waking nightmare caused by the stress of mourning the loss of my Gram. Gram would have never approved of drug taking, but she did have a sense of humor. So I imagine her ghost angel laughing her ass off as I tried to eradicate imaginary vermin and wind up with eyes, mouth, nose full of chemicals, lavender scent. Whoa. The last story. There is a kid who I haven't had the best relationship with.
Uh-oh.
He, my roommate, and I worked together, and after said kid effectively caused me and my girlfriend to break up out of spite, she confirmed he did everything he could do to make that succeed.
You've never seen anything bigger than this.
To make matters worse, my roommate, who tried to stay neutral in the situation, was letting him live in my house for 4 months afterwards.
Oh, fuck.
So a couple roommates, I suppose.
Yeah.
Little roommate triangle. He didn't pay rent at all during this time and made it very clear that I felt he should be contributing to the bills and rent after the second month. I was not happy, but I tried to be civil while having him there. One day, he told my roommate he was leaving due to something with his mother and up and left out of the blue. Now, my roommate told me he was complaining about the noise I was making while he was sleeping. By the way, it would be around 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
What is happening?
The few times I did get up early for work would be around 8 to 9, and I would be making myself breakfast and my lunch for work. Also, I would be making noise when I had a girl over too, and the walls were thin. So the noise was
Making
something
noise.
that would bother him.
I'm sick of your thrusting, sir.
Anyways, so the day before he left, I had gone to the gym, and after coming back, I did my regular routine. Go to the kitchen, mix in some creatine, and shake it up with my shaker and down it. Cookies and cream, delicious. After 3 days of resting, I got up early to go to the gym in the morning and decided to bring my protein and creatine in my shaker and have it right after my workout.
Did he mean 3 hours of resting? Like he took creatine and then like 3 days later he's like, I'm ready to go to the gym now.
Well, sometimes you rest 3 days between gym workouts, so maybe that's fine.
I don't know.
So before leaving the gym, I fill up my shaker with water from the fountain, and as I'm going to my car, I notice my protein change from the creamy white to a weird yellow color.
Oh.
When I sit in my car, I take a small sip, and it tasted awful. I smelled it, and it still smelled like cookies and cream, but had a strong soap smell as well. I bring it into work, and I have my younger brother and a couple of close friends I trusted smell and taste it, and they definitely agreed it was soapy smelling and tasted very weird.
Just put Dawn dish soap in there.
My brother suggested to get a clean glass from my cupboard and to see if it's the shaker in case it wasn't rinsed well enough. As I go home, I go and do what he said, and just like the shaker, it is still changed to a weird color and tasted awful. I had my roommate taste it and almost vomited in the sink. We both agreed it had to be the protein. I looked inside and shook it around, noticed little powder mixed in, and figured it was the cream in the cookies and cream. But then I saw little green-blue crystals as well.
Oh.
I looked under the sink, and it seems to match the white and blue/green crystals in the Cascade detergent for my dishwashing machine. So Reddit, I ask you this. What do I do if I think this person may have tried to poison me for running him out of my apartment by mixing a packet of Cascade in my protein shake? How can I confirm it? Do I go to the police? How would I be able to prove it and press charges? Help. You know what
Bring
the
the
police would do?
entire bag of protein powder. They'll say, oh, you opened it. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's already pre-mixed, so there's nothing we can do.
Have a good day. Just buy another protein.
Do you fucking do anything?
It's the same police department too. Don't bring anything
Sorry, we
open to
just,
this police force.
Yeah, if it wasn't mixed, we couldn't do anything either. In fact, we just don't do poisoning cases.
Well, you want to go to the next county over.
Yeah.
They do open poison container cases all day long.
Yeah. All right, we're going to bust out the Spirit box.
Yeah, so it's been a while since we've done the Spirit box. Let's talk to some ghosts.
Ghost. Is there anybody here that wants to talk to us?
Help? Do you need help?
Maybe.
Do you need help with something?
Why are you swearing at us?
Did you guys all leave?
And not. Oh.
We're getting a lot of people. Bills?
Where are the bills at? How long have you been dead?
A lot of stuff happening. Were you poisoned? Gorgeous, that's iron.
You prefer smoking or drinking?
Both. That was quick.
Can you say either of our names? No Russell here, jackass.
I don't know.
May said cleat. Say it again.
Those two. Can you say my name?
Is there any, are you guys, are there any demons here?
Demon? Did you hear that?
Is there any demons? You?
Two?
Don't you knock on me? You? Alright, what's their names?
Is this house safe? What should we talk about next?
Jay's journal?
Are you
Maybe we'll do Jay's journal. say anything. Get out of your spirit mouth now. So 10, 9, 8, 7, worthy, 6, 5, 4, 3, unless you tell me to stop. 2,
Prick.
yeah, it's all the breaks. Seems like my ex-wife.
We're getting.
Did you need to tell us something?
One more.
How many fingers am I holding up?
Holy shit! That was instant.
I was holding up 5 fingers. That's cool. You little rascal. Should I be afraid of you? What's your favorite curse word? Are you friends with the devil?
What's your name?
When is no? How is Britain gonna die?
How was Cleet gonna die? Alright, we're gonna sign off. Thanks for talking with us, ghosts.
Unless you say stop in 3, 2, 1.
Goodbye.
Deuces.
On the front. Bottom right.
That was cool.
Ooh, that was crazy. We got a lot of. Ooh. That was crazy. We got a lot of responses on that one.
Yeah, I was just like, we kept getting curse words. I'm like, turn on the fucking recorder.
I know we were getting ready to record and they were like dropping all sorts of bombs.
Fuck. Damn it.
All right, so that is going to wrap us up for the evening. Thanks for joining us here with our True Crime Utah story. Just a quick reminder, if you want to support the show, we do have our Buzzsprout subscription service. There's a few tiers available. Every dollar does help us get closer and closer to introducing video and other content with the show that's just going to help us broaden our horizons. Thank you very much for our 5 subscribers now: Mothman, Devin, the Conklin family, Haley, and Lou. You've been tremendous for helping us for as long as you have. And anyone else that wants to subscribe, please do. It really helps us out. Our content will always be free for everyone to listen to. This just kind of helps us get a little bit better and provide more content for all of you.
And if you're listening to us on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe, as it helps us really get us out there. And as always, thank you for entering the abyss.
Until next time.